Okay, so this video is going to go over the work from last week, so GCF practice and factoring practice. So I'm going to do all the problems that I assigned you guys and show you how to work them out since I had a lot of questions on that. So the first one I'm going to do is the GCF assignment. So this is the GCF practice. You guys had 6 questions on that. So the first question was number 3. 63 plus 45b. So remember with GCF, our goal is to take out what each term has in common. So what I mean by term is these. So that's a term, and then this one's a term. So what does 63 and 45b have in common? So clearly they don't have a b in common since the 63 does not have a b. But they do have a number in common, and that number is 9. So if I take out a 9, 63 divided by 9 is 7, plus 45 divided by 9 is 5, and then b. So that's my answer. Okay, let's do number 4. Number 4 is 6n cubed minus 3n to the 5. So here's my two terms, 6n cubed and 3n to the 5. So they both have a number in common, and that number is going to be 3. So I'm going to take out a 3. And then they both have n's. So this one has 3 n's, and this one has 5 n's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the least amount of the two. So the smallest amount of the two would be n to the third. N to the third. And then I draw my parentheses and I start dividing. 6 divided by 3 is 2. N to the third divided by n to the third cancels out because they're both 3, so it's gone. Minus 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then n to the fifth divided by n to the third, if you remember our properties of exponents, that if we divide, so n5 over n3, that's the same as subtracting the exponents. So this leaves us with n to the second. So that's my answer. So all we're doing is taking out what they have in common. So let's look at number 5. So this one was negative 6r to the 5 minus 6r to the 4. So what they both have in common, so let me underline these terms, this term and this term, is that they both have a negative 6. You see right here, negative 6, negative 6. So I'm going to take out a negative 6. This one has 5 r's and this one has 4 r's. So remember, we're going to take out the smallest amount, which is the 4 r. So r to the 4. Then I start dividing. Negative 6 divided by negative 6 is 1. R to the 5th divided by r to the 4th is r because 5 minus 4 is 1. Negative 6 divided by negative 6 is positive 1. And then r to the 4th divided by r to the 4th cancels. So this is your answer. So on that Google form that you guys filled out, some of you forgot to take out the negative, but I still counted it as correct. But if you did read my morning post, I am not counting last week's work for a grade. So grades start this week. Okay, let's look at number 6. Number 6 is 63x to the 12th minus 35x to the 6th. So we're looking at each term separately, and we're first seeing if we can take out a number. The number that 63 and 35 share is 7. So we're taking out a 7. And then we have x to the 12th and x to the 6th. So the smallest one of the both is x to the 6th. So that's what we're going to take out, x to the 6th. So we have 63 divided by 7, which is 9. X to the 12th divided by x to the 6th. We subtract 12 minus 6 and we get x to the 6th. Negative 35 divided by 7 is negative 5. And x to the 6th divided by x to the 6th cancels each other out, so that's our answer. Okay, then we have 2 more, number 7 and number 8. So number 7 is 14a plus 21a squared plus 21a cubed. So we're looking at each term. So now instead of 2 terms, we have 3 terms. So 1, 2, 3. So we're looking at each term, and we're looking at the numbers first. So a 14, a 21, and a 21. So what each of these have in common that we can divide them all by is a 7. Then we look at the variables. We have a squared, and a to the third. Remember, we take the smallest one, so we're going to be taking a. And then we divide. 14 divided by 7 is 2. A divided by a cancels. 21 divided by 7 is 3. A squared divided by a, we do 2 minus 1, which is just 1, so a. And then 21 divided by 7 is 3. A cubed divided by a, we do 3 minus 1, so that's a squared, and that's our answer. And then we have the last one, number 8. 10n cubed minus 9n squared plus n. We look at all the numbers first. So we have a 10, we have a negative 9, and then remember, if we don't see a number here, it's a 1. So nothing can divide into 10, negative 9, and 1. So we're not taking anything out number-wise. Then we look at all our exponents. So we have n to the third, n to the second, and n. N is the smallest, so that's what we're going to take out, n. So then, since there's no numbers that I took out, I'm just going to bring those numbers down. So I have 10, and then n to the third divided by n is 3 minus 1, which is n squared. And then n squared divided by n is 2 minus 1, which is n. And then n divided by n, they cancel each other out, so we're just left with that number that's in front plus 1. And that's our answer.